Hello, my name is Adrienne and I am with Raising Kids with Purpose. So today we're going to talk about one of the most important things I think we parents should do with every single one of our children, and that is to become our children's emotion coach. Or I've also heard it called emotional coaching. You're basically coming along and guiding your child to understand that emotions are healthy and how to work through those emotions in a constructive way. So we know there's a direct correlation between high emotional intelligence and resilient, competent, self-actualized adults and people. We also, research shows us that the number one indicator of a child's future is their social emotional intelligence. So emotion coaching helps increase this EQ or emotional intelligence. So apparently I have been emotion coaching my children since they were really little, but I didn't realize that's what I was doing. So let's break down what emotional intelligence is. I'm going to read this. So emotional intelligence by definition means the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions and to handle interpersonal relationship judiciously and empathetically. That's a lot. So basically there's 5 components of emotional intelligence. You have motivation, empathy, being able to understand someone else's emotions and what they're going through and not just think about ourselves, because we are born just to think about ourselves. Relationship and social skills. Self-regulation, that's huge, especially if you have a neurodiverse child. Like I have a couple of neurodiverse children in my house, and self-regulation is something we work on continuously. And self-awareness, being aware of your body, your mind, how you're interacting in the world. Okay, so we have the 5 steps of emotion coaching. This comes from the Gottman Institute, and John Gottman does a ton of work and research on relationships, marriage, parent-child relationships. So he has some really, really good stuff. And I love how he condenses this concept of helping our kids with their emotions with these 5 simple steps. The first one is to be aware of emotions. Simply be aware that emotions exist and be aware of your own emotions. A huge thing that has completely transformed my life is mindfulness. Just being aware of how my body feels and just turning on that awareness switch of how I'm interacting with my children, how my body's feeling, how my mind is feeling, and just calming it all down, especially during this crazy season that we're in. Okay, so then we have step number 2, and it's realizing when our child is showing emotions that is your opportunity to connect. I know when your child's screaming and flailing and showing huge, big feelings, whether it's sadness or anger, your first reaction, especially depending on how you were raised, is probably not, oh, I'm going to go connect with my child now. But guess what? If you take that opportunity to connect, and I'm not saying let's go and talk about all these things. I'm just saying just being there, emotionally connecting, physically connecting, whatever your child needs. Every single child is different. You will be amazed at how those big feelings get smaller, quicker, faster, and sometimes they just completely go away. So there's a lot of value in understanding that whenever your kids are being hard and freaking out, that is the opportunity to really connect with them. Now, depending on how you were raised, that might be really hard and that might feel really uncomfortable. So that's why we go with that first step of being aware of feelings and being aware of your own feelings. And so that may take some time to not allow your children's or your child's emotions to hijack yours, because we're very relational beings and we have something called mirror neurons. And so your child flailing and crying and screaming can make you super angry too. So you need to hone that in first and then use that as an opportunity to connect. Okay, so step 3 in emotion coaching is to label emotions. I have been doing this since my children were babies, and my 3-year-old, it is so fun to watch him say, I am sad, or that child is angry or frustrated or jealous, or he has such a huge vocabulary of emotional words, and that's huge. Dr. Dan Siegel, who I absolutely love his work, he uses the phrase, name it to tame it, and said that research shows, and I can tell you from my own house, whenever you label an emotion, especially a big, uncomfortable emotion, that can help tame. The autonomic nervous system will go, okay, this is sadness, so let's calm it down a little bit. So really introduce your children to more emotional words besides happy, sad, angry, mad. I mean, there are so many. I do have an emotion coach printable that you can print out. And there are some emotions on here, like the basic, I don't know how many are on here, 15, 20. And I want to create a big emotional printable for kids as well, so they can even expand their vocabulary with, there's so many different emotions. Okay, so then we have number 4, which is to empathize. I talk about this all the time if you've been around me in person or online on my blog, Raising Kids with Purpose. I am all about empathizing with our kids. Again, this doesn't usually come natural when a child is being disrespectful or what may seem like it's being disrespectful or displaying some kind of unwanted behavior. Your first reaction isn't typically to empathize. But I'm telling you, and I know this from me, like if I'm upset about something and someone empathizes with me first, then I can calm down. And that's what it's all about. We want to get them to a state where their prefrontal cortex, which is up here, gets connected. And then you can discipline, which again, discipline means to teach. And you can use that as a teaching moment. So empathy is huge. When you're empathizing, make sure there's no judgment zone. Let your child know that all emotions are acceptable, but not all behaviors are acceptable. Be sensitive, and you could even share a time that you felt that way too, if it seems like they're able to connect with you on that level. They might be so upset in their own world that you telling them that you had the same thing happen to you will just not even go anywhere. But maybe once they're connected to their upstairs brain, then you can do that. We have step 5, which is to set limits and problem solve. Something I've been doing just lately is saying things like, in this family and the 2 things I have picked are, in this family we share. So anytime they're not sharing or someone's upset about something, I say, what do we do in this family? And then we share, and eventually they share. So the second one I've been saying is, in this family, we problem solve. We are problem solvers. And they're not usually as excited as I am, but it helps them remember, okay, here's the problem, and we can always try to find a solution. And if the solution benefits everyone, then that's even better, right? Okay, so we want to teach your child to ask these questions. What am I feeling? What is the problem? What are some solutions? What happens if? And which one of these solutions should I try? I'm telling you, if we help our kids solve their own problems instead of us coming in and solving them for them, they are going to be way better off, especially once they hit those teen years and then they're off into the world. Okay, then one other printable I have is this is part of my gratitude toolkit, but it totally works here too, is in gratitude and empathy and emotion coaching all kind of go hand in hand. So we have feelings, and just start with emojis. Emojis are amazing because they can help kids recognize different emotions. So you can just go through and see if they recognize what all of these emojis are feeling. My 3-year-old can name every single one of them, and it is pretty fascinating. Some of the words that he has in his vocabulary. And then here's a great way of helping understand others too. We want to think about what other people are thinking, what they're hearing, what they're doing, what they're seeing, what they're saying, and what they're feeling. So I hope these tools help you coach your child's emotions. I talk to parents all the time. They're like, I just don't know what to do with my child and their behavior is so awful. I'm telling you, start with this and start working through these emotions. And when they're adults, they will be able to connect with others, empathize with others, and they'll just be better human beings. Good human beings. I'm not saying one person's better than the other, but okay, I hope these tips help you, and you can find more over on the blog at Raising Kids with Purpose. Thank you. Okay, how old are you?
3.
3. How are you feeling right now?
I don't know.
How are you feeling? Whoa! What feeling is that? Huh?
A creepy mod.
A creepy monster. A creepy monster is happy? Or angry? Or frustrated?
Or angry.
They can be angry.
Angry.
Angry. Show us happy. Can you show us excited? What's that feeling like? Oh, how do you think that person's feeling?
Scared.
Scared. Maybe frustrated?
Scared.
Scared. What about this guy?
He's frustrated.
Frustrated. What about that guy?
He's sad.
He's really sad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about that person?
He's happy. Teeth.
He has teeth? Do you think he looks like he wants to learn?
Yeah.
He wants to learn today, huh? What about this person? Can you do that? This is how we teach emotions. We can make it super fun. We can read books about it. We can go over pictures. If you see a child in your family, how do you think that child is feeling right now? And that helps develop empathy.
Mom, how is that?
Oh, what is that one? What do you think? Say bye.
Bye.